Next on the agenda, I have listed as special reports. And basically what I'm saying is we had the meet and greet in the back, and during the question and answer section number 11 in our agenda here, the candidates will be able to come up to the microphone, to the podium, speak for 2 minutes to the quorum, take a seat, and then after each candidate goes, then raise your hand if you have questions for candidates or for the board of directors. Carol will come around, hold the microphone for you, and then hopefully all the answers will be given. Okay. What? It's not question and answer time yet, Joe? Excuse me? Well, it was discussed with the election committee. This is what. Okay, hold on, Joe. No. You can ask the question. Joe, excuse me. Let's be courteous. Okay, I'm going to be courteous. You're speaking out of turn. When we were here last year, we were all given 2 minutes to speak. Then the questions came in and we had a moderator. The difference is we don't have a moderator. Okay, but all the candidates got to speak last year for 2 minutes, their resume or whatever it may be. Don't be out of line. The questions come in number 11. Okay. Okay, next I want to have any committee or club chair people come up, make any announcements they need to make. Also, I want to remind them, very important, on the back table is the calendar that will be printed in the next bulletin. Check your calendar, make sure your dates and schedules are all correct. If they are not, correct them, and then we'll make sure that when the bulletin is printed, they'll put in correctly. Okay, any committee or chairman?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to represent Holly Twig, an organization of which I'm very passionate. I just want you to know that we meet on the second Wednesday of every month right here in Clubhouse 2. If you stop in at 9:30, you can have quite an array of coffees and cakes, teas, and then our meeting starts at 10. We have a bunch of upcoming fundraisers available. I'm just going to mention two. One is tomorrow at the hospital in the outpatient lobby. They're having a vendor sale. And this vendor he sells handbags. So I'm looking at a lot of ladies here who really need a new handbag. They're inexpensive. Some of them are designer bags and they're a little more pricey, but there are inexpensive bags. In addition, there are wallets and luggage and all sorts of things. And 25% of the total gross sales at that event come back to Holly Twig to donate to the hospital. So it's a worthwhile thing, and parking is free. Yeah. And also in November on the 4th is our holiday boutique and bake sale. That's also in the outpatient lobby. So come and join us. We're looking for volunteers all the time. Tomorrow's hours for the handbag sale are from 7 a.m. if you're an early riser. I'm not. Till 4 p.m. Come and see what they've got. He's got a really nice selection. It's in the Community Medical Center outpatient lobby. Thank you.
Carol Inderweiss. Again, I'm up here telling you about the dinner dance we're going to be having December 6th at the Clarion. Tickets are $40. Next ticket sale, we missed one. We had one yesterday. The next one will be Tuesday the 18th. So if you're interested in going, or you can talk to one of the Melodiers, one from the Variety, or one from the Fishing Club. So hope to see you all there. DJ Billy Phillips will be entertaining us, and if you were at the July dance, you know what a great entertainer he was. Thank you.
Hi, if everybody doesn't know who I am, Pat DeBono. I take care of the dances for the community. The next is the Halloween dance. It's October 29th, $15 a person. Bring your own snacks, BYOB. We'll serve coffee, cake, water, soda. And the DJ is Chris Segara. And the next ticket sales, as Carol said, is October 18th. And there are few tables left. So come on out and enjoy the fun. Thank you.
I'm not running a dance. My name is Dolores Dillon. I'm the president of the Social and Fishing Club. Our meeting will be this Monday, and we're having quiches as a luncheon. And the girls that are running it are saying if some of you forgot to buy your tickets, it will be available there. You can get your ticket then. Other than that, come January, our meetings will be moved to Clubhouse 1. So you won't have to climb the stairs anymore. And it'll be at 12 o'clock, starting at 12. Actually, 11:30 if you want coffee and a donut. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is John McGinnis. I'm here on behalf of Veterans and Friends. A lot of people have come up and asked what happened to the dance this year. Our fundraiser that we've run for the past 7 years, excluding during COVID, we did have it set up for a venue at Holiday City South this year. Unfortunately, their roof is collapsing, and we're not going to be able to have the dance, unfortunately. Right now, the monies that we have in the kitty are going to be distributed to one outlet, and that will be to Lloyd Milliken. If you're not aware of Lloyd, he has spent his own money sending care packages to the troops all over the world, and we've been supporting him with those funds that we've gotten, among other places, but specifically right now, whatever's left in our kitty until we have another event is going to go to Lloyd to help him distribute packages to the troops. Thank you. On or off?
Yeah, so you can just leave it on. It's fine. Okay, what do we have, director's report now? Okay, we'll start with our director's reports, and Sam will go first.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess. With the RV lot, we got one spot left. That'll leave us at 67 spots rented out. 66 are leased out now, and that comes to 39,600. One more to go, and I'm done with that as far as this year goes. And as far as the grass, we had a lot of rain these past 5 days. The weather is talking that we got 7 to 8 inches of rain, which is a lot of rain. So tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a sunny day, I know they're going to be trying to get out there and start cutting right away, but I'm going to be right there with them to make sure that those tractors, would probably weigh 1,000 pounds, will not be tearing up people's lawns. So if we have to go that way, don't be upset. I know we're way behind 5-6 days now just on this cycle, but it's best to make the right decisions and not have your lawns ruined by the tractors. I'd rather deal with people complaining about the grass not cutting on time rather than having big tire prints going through it. So just bear with me for a couple days. Thanks.
Hi. October 17th at 2 o'clock, we're having a lunch and learn. If you want to go, it was in the newsletter. Call Melissa. It's about a memory care. We're going to try to have a monthly lunch and learn lectures is what we're trying to do. And we have the health fair November 16th in Clubhouse 1. My vendor fair is all booked. I got my 30 tables. Thank you very much. And we have the dance on the 19th, and that's all I got.
Judy.
Hi, everybody. Not a lot to report. We had like 40 complaints about cars and driveways and things, but they were from a month old. And when we finally got out there, actually out of all of them, maybe you had, I think, 14 of them that really still had violations. And we're going to hold them and just make them aware that if we get another complaint, they'll get a notice. Other than that, I think that's all they need to pay attention to is not doing the things, read their bylaws over. Take care. Good luck to everybody.
Hi, everyone. Flu clinic I have scheduled next week on Wednesday, October 12th from 9 to 1 in Clubhouse 1. I also want to state, if anybody wants to submit articles for the bulletin, you can send it to my email and I can approve it so we can get more knowledge what's going on in the community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ruth, my dear.
Okay. I need this. I'm sorry. I hate this thing. Okay. Houses sold in September were 23 for a total of $11,500. The houses that were rented in September were 3 for a total of $600. Houses pending to close is 25 for a total of $12,500. The total properties with judgments are 18, and the number of current liens is 186. The number of liens pending is 0. We moved 13 liens that have not been recorded yet, and the properties with multiple liens for non-payment of maintenance fees is 45. Properties and payment agreements 4. Now attorney handlings. Foreclosures 18, collection issues 10, other issues 30. Okay. Our account balances. Our general account, we have $233,435.22. I'm sorry, I can't see that and see this at the same time. I'll yell. Our payroll account, $16,444.57. Capital improvement, $655,230.11. Chase checking, $1,000. Chase savings, $249,007.67. The Santander account is $250,500.23 for a total of $1,405,122.80. Our capital improvements are sprinkler system, Clubhouse 1, $12,475.48. The security system, $451. The boat parking lot repair, $3,000. New gardens, $907, and the fencing is $3,155.12 for a total of $19,988.60. Now, we, the board, would like to wish Barbara Egner a happy 80th birthday that she celebrated 2 weeks ago. Happy birthday, Barbara. We had a donation of $200 from the Shriners Club for the use of our clubhouse in September. And we have had a number of donations from residents and shareholders. We have had 3 wheelchairs, 2 walkers, 1 cane, a printer, a paper shredder, an office chair, a 40-cup coffee maker, a small crock pot, a 32-inch TV for the TV room. Okay, that's it. And on my last note, we would like to wish all of our Jewish residents a meaningful fast. And that's it. Matt.
Hello. I would like to make a little bit of a report on what the association has been doing since we've been elected. Okay, one thing we did was we took back our parking lot, which Sam worked very hard on building it up, and we made almost $40,000 on it. Also, I've been going around to banks, moving our money around because We had found that we had $1.5 million in one account which was not federally insured, so we had to move it and put it into the bank so it's insured. I also work with the trees. Last year we spent $166,000 on trees. Right now, to the year to date, we're up around $60,000 on trees, so I think we're doing very well. We're also working on getting the solar set up for Building 2. We have run into some paperwork problems with the city, but we're working on it. We also hired a new lawyer for the association, and he's working at the same rate as the old one. We also had somebody work on the bus schedule, and we're trying to save some money on the bus schedule for our association. By the way, I also like to report on the lawn because some people might not know it, but Sam has been working 6 days a week taking care of it and doing a very good job. And in closing, I would like to say all the things that were thrown at us and all the things that were done to us to mess us up, we worked around them, and we're doing the best we can for this association because it's not our association, it's everyone here's association. Thank you, and have a good day. $5 for that.
Okay, I have a couple things that I want to report about. On modifications, we had 9 modification requests. 7 have been approved. 2 are pending for the bylaw change. I want to talk about the election ballot box. The election day is November 9th. And on November 9th, the ballot box is located in the office where you walk in and pay your fees. And that door gets locked at 2 o'clock every day. So either you mail your ballots in, you should be receiving them now because they are out. Mail them in, or if you want to drop them off, it must be between 9 and 2. The counting of the ballots will happen on November 11th at 9 a.m. right here. That date was chose because of the scheduling of the clubhouses and the actual election date. The certification of the winning candidates will be on November 14th at 1 o'clock right here. Okay, now I want to talk to a little bit about Clubhouse 1 and solar. I've been researching a lot and trying to figure out, if it's feasible for us to do solar. And my personal determination is we will never see solar on that building. And the reasons are, number one, the roofing needs to be repaired whether you do solar or not. Okay, but the main thing that turned it down was that particular building is in a flood zone. So in order for us to have solar on that building, we would need to get flood insurance. The flood insurance was estimated between $12,000 and $15,000 a year. Okay, and that just wipes out the savings or any kind of money that we could have made on solar in that building. So I say no solar on Clubhouse 1. Sorry, but that's just the way it turns out. If somebody can come up with a better solution than that, we're all ears. But how it was determined was this clubhouse has been, we haven't got one solar panel yet. So I called and I called and I called, and I finally got to where zoning declined the permit for Clubhouse 2 because we were in a flood zone. And I said, oh, wow, that's big. So what happened was I got the flood maps out, the FEMA firm maps and things like that, and spoke with the solar company, and it determined that, yes, our property is in a flood zone, but this building is not. So they needed to get it. I think they call it a letter of map approval, where they'll determine that this building is not in the flood zone, and that's what's holding us up right now. I did receive an email, and I think that the final Paperwork has been completed now. The person that we're in touch with the solar is on vacation this week, so it's a little bit hard for me to find out when they're going to start, but it should be starting very, very soon. Okay? What else did I have here? I just want to set the rules with the candidates coming up to the podium now. They'll come up in alphabetical order. There will be no shaming. You present your positions or whatever you want to do. Then you sit down. Okay. Then after all the candidates get to go, then the share owners will get a chance to ask questions of individual candidates, or if you want to ask just a broad question, you can ask the question, and that candidate can come back up to the podium to answer it, or Carol will go to the microphone with them so that they can answer the question if it's directed at them. Okay? Any disruptions, you will be removed. That's it. There's no other warnings or anything like that. Just be courteous to everybody and speak what you need to speak, and we will get you the answers and be as Fort Worth as we can be. Okay, so you have a list of the candidates here? Joe, you're up first. Oh, where's Jackie? Okay, the limit is 2 minutes to say whatever you need to say. I suggest that you present yourself, your position. Well, they could put chairs right in front of your table, line them up, and then they can sit right there, and then you got both sides of that table. I did think of that, but it was way too late. Yeah, it was too late. Yeah, yes. The account will be the 11th, is a Friday. The count is going to happen here. What day is it? Well, here, it's not my choice. Jackie gets to pick if she needs to postpone it a day or whatever. She's the election chairperson. But we were unaware. Thank you. What's up, dear?
Hi, my name is Joe Berthium. The reason I'm running for the board, okay, very simple. I want to be honest and have integrity on the board, okay? I was on the bylaws committee. We changed certain things with approval of the board, okay? People have a party, they know what to spend. On the pool party, they had a budget of $4,000. They spent $7,500. Okay? Another board member signs a contract with a bus company.
Excuse me, Joe. No shaming. Excuse me, Joe. No shaming.
I didn't shame anybody.
You're accusing us of.
I didn't accuse you of anything.
Oh.
If you have a guilty conscience.
I have no guilty conscience.
Then leave.
But you don't have the whole story to even present.
Very simple. They did a contract with the bus company with no board and vote on it. Okay? They didn't have 3 bids. If the president asked me to look into when I was on the boiler committee, okay, they could have got it a lot cheaper. They could have bought a bus and made it cheaper. Okay? They could have used Ocean Ride. Would have been cheaper. Okay? They decided to go with whatever they wanted to do. Okay? Very simple. Okay? If you have what I want to do is give everybody free speech. Everybody has a right, not be a dictator. Very simple. I'll give you a voice. I will give you a voice, which you don't have now. Yeah, make fun. You must be one of Michael's friends, because that's the only way he goes, this way. Have a good day, people.
Next candidate is Fran.
Hi, guys. It's me, Fran. Okay, so I've been a director for a year. I had a great time doing it.
Joe. Last warning, please. Contain yourself.
Put my timer on.
Who? Not me. Joe, you're upset. Calm down. Just relax.
Let everybody say what they need to say or want to say. And then at the end, ask your question. I'm in.
Okay,
Hi,
Fran.
it's me,
I'm
Fran.
sorry. I apologize.
I've been a director for a year, having a great time doing it. I am love my fundraising that I do. I am working on getting this kitchen to be usable because we did call the Board of Health, and we're going to see what we can do to get it to be a 3-bay sink so we can actually use it. I'm working with the coalition to try to advertise so we can advertise what we do in all of the communities because they don't allow that. So I am working on that too. So if you get me in, I'll be here. If I'm not in, I'll still do what I do for the community. Thank you.
Nancy Denning.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for attending so as to be informed of who is running for the board positions currently open. My team is comprised of 4 people: Joe Bertoon, Patricia Quinn, Sam Wright, and myself. I'm Nancy Denny. Nancy Denny. Okay, all of us are members of the Bylaws Committee, and we have been working together since January 1st. And I have taken the alternate dispute resolution, ADR class, and am certified. Also, I took the HOPA class, which concerns the surveys that we fill out every 2 years. Our job on the bylaws was to update the election rules to conform to both the Radburn Act and the DCA requirements. Next, we dealt with amending bylaws, which you have all received the ballots now in the mail, loosening up some of the regulations dealing with your own individual property use. The current board started food at the pool, including barbecue grill and the food truck. Soda, chips, and ice cream were sold. My team is all for continuing this, but with better organization and consistency. Prior to my retirement, I was a property manager. When I moved down here, I worked part-time at the Holiday City in Silverton. There I took on many duties such as the bulletin, minutes for meetings, bookkeeping, and working with our attorney on matters including court appearances to evict underage residents. Our team is all for allowing access to the board members. We will also do everything possible to reduce the budget so that maintenance dues will not be increased. Vote for leadership you can trust.
Barbara Egner.
I promise I won't mention anything about the Barbara Egner show. My name is Barbara Egner. I have served on the board of directors for Holiday City at Berkeley for 7 years, and I have submitted my resume in accordance with the bylaws of Holiday City, Berkeley. I support and endorse Mario Patinio, who served on the board prior the prior board handling grass complaints, among other things. I also support and endorse Sam Wright, Patricia Quinn, Joseph Berthume, and Nancy Denny. These people can supply leadership you can trust and respect that is deserved by all residents. With that being said, I hereby officially withdraw my resume for a seat on the board of directors. I have enjoyed serving this community with the prior board. It was an honor and a pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be short and sweet. I've been on the board, the secretary, since March, and I'm just telling you one thing. I'm having the time of my life. So I really hope you guys put me in my team, Gina, Fran, and Mike, wherever he is. Oh, there. We're having fun. I'm enjoying it. That's all I can say. John. Where is it? John McGinnis.
My name is John McGinnis. I was a board member for 8 years and served as president for 2. And I just like to say that I have never seen such division here at Holiday City, and I hope that does end soon. The division will tear us apart. Whatever the likelihood or the outcome of this election, I hope that whoever ends up on that board works together, not just berating other people, but work positively. Saying that, I hereby also support Sam Wright, Pat Quinn, Nancy Denny, Joe Bertium, and Mario Patinio, who has been an experienced board member and would also continue to prove experienced. On that note, I am rescinding my resume, and I throw my support towards the other people.
Yeah, you're next. No, you should announce that Mary's on. All right. Mary, I know. Mary is not running. She rescinded her resume the beginning of the week. Monday. It's only Wednesday. Mahalko. Mary Mahalko. Next in line is Gina Munger.
Hi, everyone. I've been here for a year on the board. Is it on? Okay. I'm trying my best. I was secretary in the beginning. I'm treasurer now. I enjoy it. I enjoy working with the people. I enjoy helping with committees. I have a purpose, and I think we need to all come together. We do. It's sad with the slamming of names and whatever. It's never going to be the same. It's never. I mean, we're trying our best, and I think we did a hell of a job this year. So that's all I got.
Mario.
I don't think I need the microphone. My voice is loud enough as it is. I was born with a good slap, and I scream like hell. Anyway, I'm a veteran. I've been here 16 years. I saw the worst of it, and I made the best of it. You people here pay the bills. They up there have to make sure the money that you have and send in is spent properly. I'm a people person. I value your money. And I'm very cautious when it came time to vote. And how I voted, I always voted my conscience to take care of your needs. I know in this community, there's a lot of people here have only one income. and they have a difficult time trying to occupy themselves with different things all day long. They don't have that extra money coming in. Unfortunately, myself, I planned many years ago, so I'm doing fine. But I worry about the people who have only a single income that can't afford to be pounded constantly with maintenance fee. Every penny has to be counted. It's up to you. You're the voters. You live here. You want the community to run right. And all I can say to you right now, if you're going to vote, vote properly, vote your conscience, vote for the right person that's going to represent you here and is not going to ignore you if you have a problem. Problems are made to be solved. We're going to have problems all the time. We were put on this earth for that reason. Solve problems. It's up to you what kind of government you want up there.
You're up.
So I say to you right now, God bless you. I will pray for you. I hope that you do the right thing. And I will continue my life as I did before, hoping that if you want me to represent you, I'm available. If not, God bless you. I'll pray for every one of you. Thank you.
Patricia Quinn. Patricia Quinn's up next.
Good afternoon. My name is Patricia Quinn, and I'm running for a position on the board. I'm retired from over 25 years in New York State government, executive chamber. I worked for Governor Pataki doing advanced work and special events. I am proud to say that I was the only female driver for President Bush's motorcade when he came into New York. I was directly involved in organizing many fundraisers, cocktail parties, and dinners to raise money. I have always worked in public relations and know I can be a great asset if you give me the opportunity. My goal is to raise money to help offset the rising cost of everything and have fun doing it. Our team is ready to work hard for the benefit of our community. Please vote for leadership you can trust. Thank you.
Hey, say his last name again. Mike Swinicki.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Swinicki. I'm running for the board for the year 2023. My background was with the West Kingsburg Fire Company, Hazlet, New Jersey. I held the position on the executive board for 10 years as a treasurer. I had helped oversee many projects over the 10-year span, which included replacement of a $10,000 dance floor, replacement of new bingo signs, which included getting township permits. Excuse me, I'm a little trouble with my voice. Collecting donations from businesses for needy children at Christmas for Santa runs. And I also ran a fundraiser for a fallen police officer in Hazlet Township. If I am elected, I would do a follow-up with the dog park. I would also like to get more aggressive with the fines for people that are feeding the deer, just as a starter. I also like to start a pork roll Wednesday. It sounds funny, at the pool, where the profits will go into projects like the sound system that everybody's complaining about. I also want to work with the board on beautifying the community with planting cherry blossom trees and the replacement of dying trees that have been cut down. If you close your eyes and just imagine what this community would look like with the cherry blossom trees in the streets. Right now, I'm just hoping to get everyone's vote because I'm still running for the people. Thank you.
Last but not least, Sam Wright.
Hi, everybody. I know I don't have to introduce myself. You all know me as the guy with the grass. You know? It was a busy summer, I can tell you that, and we did a lot of progress with it. We really did. We work well with the managements of the grass companies. I'm on the phone with him every single morning, as you know, if you're online, finding out where they are. As I said, you know much about me. I'm a veteran. I'm a retired postmaster from the post office. As a postmaster, you're responsible for every penny, every stamp that goes in or out of that building. And if it comes short, it's coming out of you. And I've worked for the Caldwells, who also does Essex Fells and Fairfield. If you know anything about that area, it's big money, big income for the post office. So I did have people to help me with the finance, but when it goes out to district, the area, or headquarters, it's me who's responsible. So I do look it all over. I do have the best interest of the heart at this community. I moved here in 2020, and just like when I did when I signed up for the Marine Corps, I feel a duty to put in and help with the community here. It's ultimately your choice. I mean, if I win, I will work hard. You already know my work ethics and my integrity for doing my job. If I lose, I'll go back into retirement. But I'm hoping you vote for me and my team because we have plans. We want this community to shine, and we will. We will work hard together. We will work good together. And any concerns anybody has will be able to speak up and talk to us at any time. Okay? For that, I thank you, and I thank for your support.
That's it.
No, it's not. Yeah, now we're going to go to the questions and answers. If anybody has questions, raise your hand, wait your turn. You get one question, and then you get your answer.
Addressed to the people running? I'm sorry, was this, am I right to ask a question of someone running?
Yes, you can ask
Right.
questions of, the
I have a
candidates or the
Thank
board.
you. I have a question for our treasurer, Gina. I noticed that in the bulletin for March, our electric bill showed an expense of about $7,000. I don't have the exact number, but the actual JCP&L bill was $500. Could you explain where the 65 went? Or why there's a discrepancy of $6,500?
We had an estimated bill for like 6 months. I had the paperwork in the office. So when the 6 months came, it came out to like $7,500. I don't have it on me, but I do have it. If you want to come into the office tomorrow or after. No, you didn't see the whole bill. No. Okay.
Hi, my name is Patty Alacandri, and this is for Gina Munger, who's the treasurer. Gina, you saved $100,000 in fees for new homeowners, rentals, and flippers. Michael saved $35,000 in parking leases. Ruth cut the bus contract in half, and Judy will be saving us $10,000 per year with solar. There's also been a reduction in the annual cable cost. Because of such annual gains, does that mean we can rest assured our HOA fees will not increase?
No, I can't, because the amendment, we have to pass 2 amendments to raise that $100,000. For the homeowners and the renters, we have to, it's a bylaw, so we have to have an amendment. So until the amendments go out and get ready, the $100,000 isn't there yet. I did correct it. I said we can. I did correct it. I know it was in the paper. I made the mistake. I can't promise you now. We're still going through the budget.
Okay, now I also piggybacked on that. It is my understanding that our legal fees are maybe much greater than $100,000 so far this year. It was just $22,000 for this month plus. Is it a significant part of this cost paying legal fees for both sides of a case involving the current board versus a former board member in which we're paying both sides? And if that's true, wouldn't it be more prudent and fiscally responsible to mediate or drop this fight altogether?
I can't talk about anything legal. No.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is this: the legal fees that you're reading in there are a lot of cases. Like Ruth read before, we have 18 foreclosures going on. We have a bunch of things going on. A lot of the fees are the results of past cases that are not closed but are still in court. Okay, and then the current situation that you just spoke of. Okay, our advisor tells us we have to go for this because it's just too much. Okay, the way it works is this: if a person is being defended by our association and they lose, they pay, and that's the way that goes. And he's confident. So that's, I don't make these decisions. Once it gets to the legal part, I have to let the lawyer advise us what to do. He, had spoke to us quite a few times about what's going on. I did request recently some updates on it. I haven't heard anything from it, but you're saying, is it feasible to drop the case and mediate or whatever? Well, listen, mediation is always open. It's always open, but that's not on our side of the street. We filed a complaint that we're going to follow through. Okay, so.
From what I see, we're spending like $250,000 on legal fees for the year, and that's crazy to raise our HOA fees versus $250,000 in legal fees that can be remediated.
There's a lot of legal fees that are going to come up too for other things. An example will be what Gina was speaking before about the representation of $1,000 or $80,000 worth of income. Okay, income, but it's projected income, and that money does not come in until there are amendments to our bylaws. The lawyer's working on those amendments. What it costs, I don't know, but you know what? It brings in a lot of money. So you pay your legal fees, and eventually you'll get it back. Okay, same example would be that the RV parking lot, we projected $35,000. I put that number in there, $35,000, because I knew we had to do some repairs and security and things like that. But Sam just presented that he collected $40,000. Okay, so we paid our fees on that. Going forward, the $40,000 is all income. There's no more expense for us. Okay, so that's, multiply that by 10 years, that's $400,000. These are things that balance out until you get the association in the right direction. Okay, there are other issues that are going to come up, but you have to pursue them. You can't just turn your back to it. I mean, if the association wants to vote, hey, everybody votes, let's just drop it and throw the money away, well, God bless you, then we'll do it for you. But that's not the right thing to do. It's not a little bit of money. Yeah, it's not.
Just to backtrack a second, I wanted to ask you about, you say that your advisor told you to keep going. You mean the attorney?
Yes.
Okay, so you're taking the attorney.
We don't make decisions like that.
If I may, let me finish, Mike, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. If that be the case, the attorney is dictating eventually how much money will be paid to his office. Is that not correct?
Well, he's not
because you're not making the decision.
Okay.
The attorney
I don't think
is.
it's proper for us to speak, John. You know that.
I'm sorry?
Okay, but he's
I'm
not giving us a
specifics.
projection
I'm
of
speaking
anything.
about sir, I am not interrupted you. Please do not interrupt me.
Okay.
I have
All
my
right,
time.
so John, I'm going to tell you this is out of order. We could talk about it later if you want to talk to the legals or whoever you want to talk to, but this is not going to happen here.
Isn't this supposed to be?
You know better than that.
Isn't this supposed to be question and answer for the candidates?
Yeah. This is question and candidate for the candidates, so let's stay on track with that. I'm sure they have a lot to say.
Hi, my name is Christine. I was just informed by talking to...
And you are who?
Christine Karate.
Okay, hi, Christine.
Sorry. I was just informed by talking to some of the candidates that you referred to this Radburn laws or something.
Yes.
Okay, does that supersede our bylaws?
Yes, it does. It mandates over them anything in the Radburn Act, which was probably, I'm going to just estimate that there were maybe 15 mandated amendments or whatever. They overwrite our bylaws.
Do we have copies of these Radburn?
They are available online. You can just type in Radburn Act and you'll get them. Okay, there's a bunch of people that have it online, but we had spoke to the attorney about updating our bylaws concerning the Radburn and all this stuff, and getting all the things that are in our bylaws that really don't pertain to us anymore. And his recommendation was, why waste your money? He goes, because they're going to change the rules again next year. And the bottom line comes to this. You have your bylaws, then you have your laws. So if any case or any situation comes up, that's where you're going to go. You're going to go to your bylaws first, and then you're going to go to your state laws, and then you're going to go to your nonprofit laws, and there's different avenues to go. So, and it would cost way too much to rewrite our bylaws.
Hi, Jim Holohan. I'm just curious, Mike, is there a mortgage on Clubhouse number 1?
Is there a what?
A mortgage?
No, we hold no
Free and
notes.
clear?
Everything's clear.
So you don't have to carry flood insurance? I mean, it's your choice, right?
Yeah. Well, we can borrow money if we want and get a mortgage if we want, but we don't need to do that. One important thing that people need to understand is the rate of inflation. Okay, I did calculations on this. Okay, just on our existing budget that we presented, or not we presented, the last board presented, and the one that we're using now, okay, the rate of inflation calls for over $200,000 needs to be added to that budget. Patty had mentioned, we have this coming in, we have that coming in. It's not all coming in, and you can't count it until it comes in. Okay, yes, we can count the $40,000 because we know that's coming in. Okay, but we can't count rental incomes and new purchase incomes because the bylaws need to be changed to do that. So we're not getting a dime until that is done. So that's a priority for the bylaw committee, is to rewrite that. No, actually, I'm sorry. I gave that to the lawyer to rewrite because I thought that was a little bit over our head on how to do that. So I asked David, is his name, if he would rewrite that and up our fees so that we can start bringing money in. I told him we need money. Okay. Who?
Kristen.
Oh, Christine.
Christine. That's okay.
If you could just enlighten me on this Radburn, is there something, because I know that our bylaws state to have a place on the board, you need to be a homeowner, I guess your name on the deed. So talking to Ms. Mundy, if your situation changes, does the Radburn cover you? Like if you were to get reelected and have a seat on this board, is there something there that will cover you once your situation has changed?
Not really.
In the community?
If you sell the house or you're not on the deed, I think then you would have to be removed from the board. Okay, and we did consult on different things on that, but the main thing is, with good standing, is the name must be on the deed. Okay, and ages, and I disagree with this, but this is what Radburn did. They removed the age restriction from the law, which I think is going to be challenged, through the states and everybody else, the lawyers and everybody. But it's as of right now, that is the law. Okay, and in order to be good standing, to run to be a candidate, you don't owe money, you have no fines, you settled all your disputes, and that's it. That's all that is required. Okay, so. Like David had told us, it's going to change every year because even when they changed this in 2020, the court cases just built up to fight different parts of that. Yes.
I have a question for, I think his name is Mike Switnicki. Okay. You talked about possibility, if you're elected, of planting cherry blossom trees in the community. And I will grant you that cherry blossom trees are indeed beautiful. But I come from Belleville, which is the cherry blossom capital of the world. And you ask any Belleville resident what they think of cherry blossom trees when those blossoms start to fall. And they're all over your car, they're all over your lawn, they're all over your windows, they're all over everything. They hate the cherry blossoms. I'm just saying. If you're elected, I wish you a lot of good luck. That wouldn't be one of my campaign promises, I'll tell you that.
I got you. I'm okay with that. Cherry blossoms are, what about all the trees that do fall the leaves on the ground? They're bigger, more slippery. Cherry blossoms, they even beautify the grass. They will die and fade away. You're looking at a little blossom the size of a dime compared to a leaf that could be 4, 6, 8 inches long. I came from Harrison. We never had them except for one street down the middle of the road. But that street looked beautiful. Chestnut trees on both sides, running down the middle was cherry blossoms. It was a beautiful tree. It's something to start with. Yes.
No, it's just, I just wanted to make mention in correlation with what one of the directors reported. Regarding trees, we've had a great deal of expense in the past. Just so everyone understands, when Hovnanian planted the trees, especially the ones along all our sidewalks, they planted Norwegian maples, which had a 40 to 50-year lifespan. They're all dying. As a matter of fact, just so you know, I had the idea when we were on the board, and we tried to study the cost of replacing all those trees, and it would have been an issue with the community. Not that there's anything wrong. I think beautifying would be a great idea, but you have to think of the cost effectiveness of it.
I looked into the cost. You're looking at approximately between $19 and $29 and $39 a tree, not counting the planting. Also, not counting the planting, but it's not a deep-rooted tree. You just have to have twice the size of the ball that you're going to plant. And if somebody wants to have that in their yard, it's not. It depends on how many trees. I want to work with the tree companies. If the tree company is going to charge us $2,000 or $3,000 to take down a 65-foot tree, I don't know the exact price that they're paying. Maybe they should kick in that $40 to pay for that tree. It's $40 out of their money. We're still giving them a lot of business because, like you said, these trees are coming down because they're rotting 40, 50 years later. I think it's a great investment. And you know what it's going to cost to take down that tree if it goes bad 30 years from now? It's a Sawzall because that tree ain't going to grow more than 25 feet. Anybody else? Go ahead. Sorry.
Wait, there's a question here. Mike? Mike?
Oh, I'm
Over
sorry.
here.
Where? I'm trying to find you. Okay, I'm sorry. How are you doing?
Hi, this is directed to the board. Michael, I'm a little confused. You said there's no age restrictions. Is that for people moving into our community? Did I misunderstand?
No, you have to be 55 to buy here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the federal rules are one person in that house must be 55. The only way that it doesn't happen is if a lucky guy marries a young girl and he dies, and she's 35, she gets to stay. Okay, you can't kick her out. Okay, and she stays, as a resident in good standing.
My name is Judy Roselli. I just want to ask you, Mike, how are we going to fund this for the trees? Who's going to pay for this?
I'm looking to have the tree companies pay for them, if they can. It's just something, I don't know who we're using for tree companies, but if they're getting paid $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to take down a tree, come on, $40 you can't kick in to buy a tree? For us to put it somewhere else. I priced out the trees. I've talked to tree places that are out on Route 70. I also even Googled it and looked on to Home Depot and Lowe's. You can order a tree through them and have them delivered right to your house.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
hear
it's
you.
me behind you, Mike. Excuse me one minute. I just want to make an announcement that Fran has to leave for family matters. So I didn't want everybody to get excited that you just got up and walked out. You
Okay.
can continue.
All
Sorry.
right. All right, we're good. Thank you.
All right, there's a question here. That-
I'm Barbara Shabilia, and I want to know, will deer be attracted to these cherry trees? Do they eat them?
They eat everything. They're
Okay,
even
so
eating-
then that's going to be more of a draw, isn't it?
Well, you still got bushes, trees. You know, they're going to still, yes, it could draw them if they're going to be sitting in your backyard. It depends on where they're going to be walking and which way they're deciding to go. I found them to be on the schedule of, every other 3-4 days they're coming through my backyard. And they just have their own schedule, their own route, and we got to start with something with them.
Mike, just one last thing. I
Go
just
ahead.
want you to be really clear because I know your intentions are good. If you know how many trees, those trees that line the sidewalks, the ones we talked about, the maples, that how many have been dead and removed, if you were to try to replace them, even half of them, you're talking about a couple of hundred trees. And I will tell you this, whatever the tree might cost, even if you bought it wholesale,
Right.
the installation of that tree is not going to be cheap. You're talking a few $100s to each tree. It's not a quick $40. I don't know where you get that.
No, I'm talking the cost of the tree.
I understand. And
getting
the
them
cost of the trees, I think if you did a little bit more in-depth research, you'll find that it's going to be quite expensive.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you.
No.
Carol.
No, what I want to do is I want to make a list of people that do want them and start with the list. You take down a tree, the next person on the list is available. They would like to have the tree. One, if the tree company that's knocking down the tree going to pay for it, I still have to look at, I don't even know the names of the companies, but I will look into it if I'm elected. And I, right, I understand that. You don't have to have one. I got you.
There's a question here.
Okay.
It's not for you.
Okay, I'm going to sit.
You can sit. Hi,
Can
my name
yell.
is my name is Gina. My name is Gina. I have a question. I'm new, and this is my first meeting. Quite interesting.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. And so what I'm hearing is that there is a great possibility that our HOA fees will be increased. We're in the fourth quarter of the previous year. I'm assuming that's when budgets are projected. You must know by now whether our HOA fees will be increased. Is that correct?
Not even close.
We have a budget committee Friday at 3 o'clock. Invite everybody to come to discuss whatever ideas they may have. The budget committee has been meeting, I'm going to say, probably 8 times already, and we've researched a lot of different things. Okay, but the biggest hurt that everybody is going through is inflation. Okay, Holiday City West, I think it is, just raised their fees $30 a quarter. So inflation is the big factor. I'm trying to do an evaluation of the last 5 years that we had full budgets running to see what was projected and what was used. If you look at the budget today that's in the paper, there are a lot of blank spots in there, and we spent a lot of money in those blank spots, account numbers. Okay, so my first question is, how can you have a budget with no allowance and yet spend all this money year after year after year? So we're investigating every account, every check. We're oversighting everything. Nothing is going to get by us. I have the accountant coming in. He's going to give us some guidelines to go. The budget needs to be presented in the next meeting, so we don't have a lot of time. Okay, but I just, excuse me? It's no, it's not. It's not Clubhouse One. It's in the library. It's by the office. So if you come into the office and make a right-hand turn in that foyer, there's the library. It'll be Friday at 3 o'clock, and welcome everybody. I wish you would have came like weeks ago and helped us with this. We're not accountants, but I don't have the accountant coming to that meeting. He's going to, because he's on vacation actually until after the meeting. But I will have him come in and I will announce it. If you're on our Holiday City website, I will send you an email, inform you the accountant's going to come. He's going to give, we could even have it in here, wherever. It'll be a special meeting for people to talk to the accountant to understand why the prices need to go up or down or whatever in each category. You know,
So-
some of them are going to go down a little bit, but most of them are going to go up. We don't have control of it.
So, given that we are in an era of inflation, we're all on fixed income. I'm assuming most of us are on fixed income.
Yeah.
Although, Social Security raised 5%, inflation rate is well over 9%. We're already behind the 8 ball. So, my question is, it is time of recession. We're hurting as well individually to be paying additional money, not only for HOA, but for food and for gas, et cetera. Why wouldn't you make, or I'm sure you're going to, or hopefully you will, to take a red line and cross out a lot of things that would help keep our HOA down?
And I agree with you. I would love to have that veto pen and write and just cross things off. But the problem is the share owners don't want to lose the amenity, and then we get into a war zone, and it can't go there. So we need to come up with numbers. If you want to suggest things for next year, an example would be this too. I'm sorry, what was your first name? I'm sorry. Gina. Example would be this also. The grass contract that we have is $500,000. That's what we pay for the grass a year. Next year, you're not buying it for $6 million. What are we supposed to do? Close the place down? You can't. You got to raise the fees and stay with the times. Or you could say everybody cut their own grass, which I would do right now. I would vote that. But
Are the shareholders? I don't know how this works. Are the shareholders, are they able to vote whether to cut budgets or keep the amendments, all the things that they want? Are we allowed to vote on that?
They don't get to vote on the budget, but if you come to the meeting with your ideas and represent the money correctly, we have some smart people in that committee. And represent to them, then we can do the cuts right there, and then just make sure we stay within line. I mean, so many things are just out of control with the cost. You know it is. You buy a loaf of bread, it was $1.50, now it's $4.50. Yeah, I know, and same with mine and everybody else's. Yeah. I can't see any way out of it. I can't see. As a matter of fact, the coalition, which is a community, I think, of 8 homeowner associations, very local to here, sent out a recommendation that all associations raise their fees a minimum of 7%. All of them. Okay, so I think we need more than that because our bills are just that much more. They don't have bills like we have. Okay, some people have even suggested, well, how about we close this building down 3 days a week? Nothing gets turned on. How much would we, well, we could do the calculations and figure that out, and that will save us money, but that's the type of things that are going to have to happen. Okay?
Mike, Donald Murphy, I thought we had another year left on the lawn contract.
We do.
So why would it raise $100,000 next year?
After this year's
not after this year. We're doing a budget for next year, which we already have a contract.
Well, that's what I'm trying to represent. That after we get through this budget, the next budget, we're in trouble already. Without inflation, whatever inflation is, we'll be on top of that. Okay, but there's no way we're going to get a lawn service in the price range that we have right now. It's just not going to happen. I mean, gas tripled, and they had no clause in their contract for gas, but the bus company did. They had a clause in there. If the gas goes over a certain amount, they can charge us a surcharge every month. And we already got hit with a couple surcharges. Okay? Yeah.
It's Christine again. So, Jenny, back to you. I'm sorry. How long is the term, the position that you're running for? Gina Mundy. Okay, so knowing that your living situation is going to change, why run? Well, because that would determine whether or not you're going to be able to sit on the board. Because you won't be able to sit on the board unless you own a home, unless your name's on a deed.
We're not, first of all, 1 second, please. Let me step into this whole mess here. You're asking her a personal question, number one. Number two, if her situation was to change, I'm very sure that she would say, I'll resign. Okay, and that's not what if this changes, or what if the sky falls. And here's something else that everybody's talking about, the budget. Well, guess what? When we stepped in as the board, just before we stepped in, the budget was, not the budget, excuse me, the HOA fee was $660. Well, the old board lowered it $60. Was that throwing a monkey wrench into the act? So now, we're looking, we can't even get back to where we were before. I'm talking, please. So you're worried about the budget, but nobody was worried about the old board cutting the HOA fees. Well, if we raised it $60, we'd only be bringing it back to where it was a year ago today. And the other question is, if it changes, she will step down. Very good.
I don't doubt that.
Just one question.
Right.
Hello.
Listen,
Hi, board members.
If it goes against the rules,
Hi, board members.
All right,
I know
listen, I just have one thing
I have,
to say.
Mike, I was in a...
Okay? No more personal questions. I'll close the meeting immediately. That's number one. Okay, number two, as of today, Gina is qualified to be on this board and run for election and everything. Okay, what happens 3 months from now, we'll handle it then. And the board has the power to decide what happens with Gina.
Okay, if I may, hello, if I may, I just wanted to say one thing. Thank you for what you said about the contract for grass, because that's the one good thing the old board did. We saved money for this year coming with the grass cutting.
Hi, I have a question to the board. If someone does step down or they're removed, who votes the next person in? Do we get the opportunity to vote someone in, or does the board have to do that? The board.
I just have one thing to say about the prior board reducing the maintenance fees. It wasn't a board decision. Our accountant, and I assume you're still using Skip as your accountant? Yes. The same accountant that this board is currently using advised us that we were in such good financial state that if we wanted to, we could reduce the maintenance fees back to $150. We all agreed that that was in the best interest of the community. Wow. We did not
Well, a majority did agree, not all agree, but a majority did agree to reduce it. Okay, but you got to look at different things too. An example is this. Your assessment fees and the registration fees when people buy homes here go into a fund. Okay, that's the reserve fund. And that reserve fund we spend for projects or repairs or whatever it may be. This year, this board spent $10,000 out of $300,000 coming in. That's historic low.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt the board when they were speaking. I would appreciate not being interrupted. But anyway, the accountant advised us that if we wanted to, we could reduce the maintenance fees. I've heard this board state that the coalition has put out a document of some sort or has made an announcement that every community in the 9 communities of the coalition is going to raise their maintenance fees for 2023. That's not true. The Silver Ridge Parks are not raising their maintenance. It is the holiday cities that are, in fact, raising their maintenance.
That's right. That's true, though.
Well, just to say that the way you worded that misrepresents what they said. They're recommending, doesn't say you have to, we don't have to. They're recommending to increase the fees by 7%. The numbers are there, the letter is there, the recommendation came there from the councilman, and that's all it was a recommendation. On another note, I need to say this. You're saying that, the accountant recommended, so you decided to lower the fees. Well, for the past 3 audit reports that I see, the accountant, in more polite words than I can ever produce, said, you must move the money out of that bank account and spread the money around. It's at risk. And why didn't you take that advice?
We were advised to do that in November of 2021. That was the first time.
Well, you can go on the website and look at the audits. They are there, both of them. And on the page it says, move this money. I think going back to 2019, all the way back.
Hello, this is Patty Alacandri.
Hey, listen,
again.
if I'm wrong, I'll show everybody I'm wrong. But the accountant is recommending that money. You're saying that he never recommended it before this board? That's not true.
The fact of the matter is, the money was in one bank. It was in 3 different accounts.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not the way it works. No, it is not. No, it is not. No. It goes by the bank. Well, I go to the real church.
Can you tell us what our fees are going to be increased every month?
We don't know what the total will be. We're working on it. Like I said, Friday, you'll get a better understanding of how we're looking into all the numbers and everything like that. And here again, we welcome everybody to participate in that. It's definitely a big concern for everybody. Okay?
I think when they did change the fees, that was a vote, and I believe there was 2 people who said don't reduce them, and I believe it was Terry Ristano and maybe Mary that said no. Everyone else voted yes to lower the fees back down to the 600. It was a majority, yeah.
Majority. Yeah. Can I get a motion to close the meeting? Thank you. Thank you. Bill. Right there. Bill right there.
Oh, Bill right there.
Bill the orange.
Second it. We need
You got a second?
second.
Okay, Carol. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
Meeting is